How's it going, everybody? Welcome to GHMV Reacts. Today we pay tribute to a great man, the late John Riley, who passed away not too long ago. GH fans know him better as Sean Donnelly. I am a 90s kid. I was born in 1990, so his glory days were kind of before my time. However, when I first became a big GH fan, I watched a lot of classic episodes on YouTube, and one of the first stories that I watched was the Aztec adventure in Mexico, which was Sean Donnelly's first story on the show. So the character has meant a lot to me. You know, that was my first real dive into classic GH, and it was that story that really made me a fan, as well as things like Luke and Laura's wedding, Frisco and Felicia, you know, all the things that made 80s GH legendary. So the character means a lot to me, and I was really sad the day that he passed away. So I wanted to pay tribute by reacting to some classic scenes of Sean Donnelly. The first one we're going to watch is honestly one of the most iconic GH scenes, period. It is Sean and Tiffany's wedding. So let's watch together. Oh, little Robin.
Just shut up and march.
Classic Sean and Tiff. I haven't watched this in ages.
Ruin your own wedding. I got it.
I won't say a vowel.
You'll say every word and act like you mean it.
I'll speak as soon as I get a thing. Double check.
One thing I don't know is the circumstances. Like, I know that they were a couple, but were they in love at this point?
After all, women your age shouldn't be too picky about husbands.
Be seated, please. Who gives this woman away in marriage?
You're wrong, Daddy.
Me. I mean, Mama and me.
Yes. Yeah. Thanks.
Dearly beloved,
They look so in love.
we have come together in the presence of God to witness and bless the joining together of this man and this woman in holy matrimony.
Well, like holy hell.
Classic GH intro.
The bond and covenant of marriage was established by God. The union of husband and wife in heart, body, and mind is intended by God for their mutual joy, for the help and comfort given one another in prosperity and adversity.
For bad, for worse.
And when it is God's will for the procreation of children and their nurture in the knowledge and love of the
Not
Lord,
unless you put a lid on it right now.
therefore marriage is not to be entered into unadvisedly or lightly,
Or possibly
but
not at all.
reverently, deliberately, and in accordance with the purpose for which it was instituted by God. Into this holy union, this man and this woman now come to be joined. If any of you can show just cause why they not lawfully be married, speak now, or forever hold your peace.
Well, I would.
Just shut up, well.
I want to know the circumstances of why she does not want to get married to him. Let me know in the comments.
But if either of you know any reason why you may not be united in marriage lawfully and in accordance with God's will, you do now confess it.
Don't say it.
Elsie Mae Crumholst,
Who?
would you take...
Who?
Elsie Mae Crumholst, isn't that correct?
Yeah, would you just get on with it, please?
Yes, Elsie Mae Crumholst, would you take this man to be your husband, to love together in the covenant of marriage? Would you love him, comfort him, honor and keep him in peace and in health, and forsake him?
Oh, and everyone learned Tiffany's real name. That's the only thing I remember about this. Just Sean cracking up.
Elsie Mae? Elsie Mae?
Come on, say it.
I will.
Say it.
I will.
Sean Donnelly. Will you take this woman to be your wife, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Will you love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, be faithful to her as long as you both shall live? Will
Oh
all
my
of you
goodness.
witnessing this promises to all in your power to uphold these two persons in marriage? Sean and Elsie May. Repeat after me.
Oh, he's so good.
In the name of God, I, Sean Donnelly,
In the name of God, I, Sean Donnelly.
take you, Elsie May Crumpholst,
Elsie May.
to be my wife, to have and to hold from this day
To
forward,
have and hold until this day
for
forward.
better, for worse, for richer, for
For
poorer,
better, for worse, for richer, for
in sickness
poor.
and in health,
In sickness
Words
and
for
health.
me.
and cherish,
To love and
until we are
cherish
parted by
until we
death.
are parted.
Now, Elsie
by
May,
death.
take Sean's hand and repeat after me. In the name of God,
In the name of God,
I, Elsie May Crumpholst,
I, Elsie May,
take you, Sean Donnelly, to be my husband,
Sean Donnelly, to be my husband.
to have, to hold from this
have to
day
hold
forward,
from this day
for
forward,
better, for worse,
better for worse,
for richer, for poorer,
richer for poor,
in sickness and in health,
sickness and health,
to love and to cherish
to love and to
until we
cherish,
are parted by
until we
death.
are parted by death.
The ring, please.
Oh no.
Thank you.
Bless, O Lord, this ring to be a sign of the vows by which Sean and Elsie have bound themselves to each other.
Yes.
You may place the ring on Elsie's finger.
Okay. Here you go, Elsie May.
Repeat after me.
Okay.
Elsie, I give you this ring as a symbol of my vow,
Elsie, this ring is a
and
symbol of my
all that
vow.
I am and all that I have,
All that I am and all that I have.
I honor you in the name of God.
I honor you in the name of God.
Bless, O Lord, this ring to be the sign of the vows by which Elsie and Sean have bound themselves to each other. You may place the ring on Sean's finger. Repeat after me. Sean, I give you this ring as
Sean,
a
I give
symbol
you
of
this
my
ring
vow,
as my symbol of my vow,
and with all that I am,
with all
So
that I
in
am,
and
love.
all that I have,
and all that I have.
I really want to know the circumstances. I don't know much of their story. They're always kind of in the background of the stories that
I'll
I
give you
watched.
30 more seconds, and that's all I'm giving you, okay?
I see. And now that Sean and Elsie have given themselves to each other by the solemn vows, with the joining of hands and the giving and the receiving of the rings, I pronounce that you are husband and wife in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Those who God has joined together, let no one put asunder.
Amen.
Thank you. Sean, you may kiss the bride.
Darling. Darling. Oh, come on, Elsie May.
Aww. This is at the Quartermain house, right?
Over here.
Oh, that was so good. I miss Sharon Wyatt too. I know that she can't be on the show because of health reasons, but you know, Shauna and Tiffany were such a staple on the show in the 80s, it seemed, and I know that we got to see them semi-recently in 2008, I think, on Night Shift, which I just reacted to literally just 2 weeks ago, just before he passed away, to pay tribute to Robert Scorpio. And, you know, they were such great scenes, and they never missed a beat. So it's kind of sad that we won't get to see Sean and Tiffany anymore. But I know that the show is planning on paying tribute to the character in some way. I don't know how. They just kind of announced recently that they will be doing a tribute episode in honor of him. So whenever that will be, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, now this scene is supposed to be one of the most iconic action-packed scenes on GH. It is when Robert Scorpio and Sean Donnelly have a fight on a tram, I guess. I've never seen more than like 5 seconds of this footage in my life. Like I've always wanted to find it. I don't think I ever came across it. It's clearly been on YouTube since 2017, but this is my first time actually seeing the full scene of this fight. I've only seen like bits and pieces used in montages from other Celebration episodes of GH. So I'm excited to watch this one. This is my first time watching it, and hopefully some of yours too. Let's watch together. It's a long one, so this will probably take up the rest of the time on GHMV Reacts today, but it should be a good one. So let's watch together. Old VHS tapes. What can you do? Still not bad quality though. And a location shoot. I don't know the context of this either. I just know that it's supposed to be an epic fight. I was just reading the description of this, and this is actually from the Aztec Princess storyline that I watched, but I don't remember it. And it could be because I think I watched that story on a Luke and Laura playlist, so they might have not shown the Robert and Sean scenes. But yeah, that's clearly the Aztec treasure. I do remember that Sean was kind of a bad guy back then, right? Or like a great character. Finola. Oh boy. That, I always remember that scene popping up in all these flashbacks. Like Anna running up. Finola Hughes actually paid a great tribute to John Riley on her Twitter when he passed as well. just heading up. I love the super spy music, you guys. Like, I'm living for this. I feel like I should have been born in the 80s. Everything about the 80s I love. I'd argue even my fashion sense is very 80s inspired. Right now, I am wearing leopard skin track pants. This footage is so beaten up. But it's the only one that had it in full, so hope you guys don't mind too much. Robert's just on the bottom, right? So dramatic, but so good. Wait. I'm confused where he landed now. I thought he was just kind of under it. I can't tell.
Hey, you back off. Easy. What happened? Anna, what happened?
Come to think of it, I don't even remember Anna being in the Aztec treasure story. But maybe the part that I watched was like just the Mexico adventure and this was later on, maybe? I'm gonna have to cut this out because of the music. Damn!
From the moment Robert suspected you of stealing that treasure from Mexico.
Okay, so yeah, this was after that. I only watched the Mexican portion of that
let
story.
You go, free man.
he protected you. He protected you from me and from the police. And the whole time he was putting the career he built and his whole life on the line. And in the process, he lost two things. He lost his wife, and he lost his life. And he lost it to a man that he once considered to be his best friend. A man he loved like a brother. And that's the end.
All right, that's enough. You
Leave him be.
But you see, that's not the end. Not yet. Get up, Dolly! Get on your feet!
Frisco was great too.
Now!
I hope that when Sean Donnelly's tribute episode
Up on your feet!
comes on, that they'll bring back Frisco and Felicia. Felicia's like in town, but they haven't shown her since the pandemic. At all. I don't think we've seen her even once. Well, Sean is clearly very upset that he killed his friend.
Killed Robert, my best friend. I killed her.
Aww. Although the audience knew Robert was alive.
What happened to you?
Hey, I'm all right.
Robert, are you hurt? Shall I call a doctor?
No. Come on, sit down. Sit
But you're safe.
Yeah,
Thank
I-
God.
No, come on.
I'm sorry, I couldn't just believe.
Sit down.
Holly, no, I don't.
I didn't even think about Holly as well.
Robert, tell me that it's over. Felicia and Frisco? Is that her okay?
Well, so far, they're all right. But they think I'm dead.
What?
It's complicated and there's no time to go into it.
No time.
No time.
What do you mean? Then it's not over?
There's one last chapter.
Oh, no, Robert.
I wonder if Holly will be rescued in modern GH before they pay tribute to Sean Donnelly, because
Yeah, but if you're not safe, what does it matter?
I will be all right, Holly.
it wouldn't seem right if they don't have her there, you know? Although it'll be complicated with her COVID situation and the travel bans, and I'm sure it'll be a great episode regardless, so
I told you I have one more appointment.
whatever happens.
The last one.
This will be the end of it. Please, love. Be patient just a little bit longer.
But go with him.
Oh, so that's where he had landed. I think. Maybe Sean's starting to think that too? Maybe not? Thanks, Robert.
Welcome to the United States.
He's just like, son of a bitch.
I'll go gladly.
He's just glad his friend's okay. Says a lot about their friendship too. He's like, ah, you got me.
Tonight.
That was so good. Yeah, honestly, I wasn't sure what to expect with this scene because I knew it was a Robert and Sean fight, and someone had wanted me to watch something that highlights their friendship, but there you go. I mean, this scene really does. So yeah, that was great. That was really great. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching these scenes with me. I love looking back at like the classic GH episodes from the 80s because that's my favorite era on the show, honestly. I could watch 80s GH episodes all day. So I feel like for GH MV Reacts, I want to stick with that for a while. So if you have any scenes that you want me to watch that are from the 80s, let me know in the comments below what you want me to watch. I've probably seen it, but I will gladly watch it again. I don't care. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this tribute with me. Like I said, Sean Donnelly is one of my favorite characters that stemmed from the 80s and was a big reason why I continued to watch so many classic storylines from the 80s. Characters like Sean and Tiffany and Anna and Robert and Holly and Luke and Laura. You know, these iconic characters from GH's glory days that made it such a staple in daytime television. Let me know some of your favorite Sean Donnelly scenes as well. Obviously I only looked at 2 here, and I'm sure he's got a lot more. If you have a good John Riley / Sean Donnelly memory, let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and I will catch you guys this Sunday. Peace out.
Congratulations.